Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Wellness morning to all from Building Spiritual Muscles, a subsidiary of Human Empowerment Cell of Jeevan Charge. We welcome you all to our day 6 of our 10-day ongoing series on Laws of Universe Level 3. What are the tools that our spiritual healer and life coach Vindri Kaurji will equip us with this morning? Well, it's compassion and kindness. So let's get going.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Sat Shri Akal, good morning to all. Good evening to all the overseas and Ram Ram Ji. So today we come to the 6th. We come on to the 6th day, where we're going to use another 2 tools. Very, very important, compassion and kindness. All these tools are interlinked. Today we will see what are the elements of the compassion, and you will notice that all the other sub-laws are included in it. Because this is a very important tool which we have to understand and use so that we can follow all the universal and the spiritual laws. So these are the tools. And where are these tools? These tools are embedded deep down inside us. They are the root. They are our identity. It is just we are not aware of it. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to just make ourselves aware of it. If we become aware, we are giving you the inspiration with the knowledge. So this is the knowledge that we are sharing. With this knowledge, you are getting the aspiration. You are getting how that jazba hai andar ki bhai, this everything is inside us. We were not unaware. So today we are just awakening you up that these tools are deeply rooted inside you. These are your identities. And what is actually compassion? Compassion is sympathetic awareness of another's distress. Everyone you see, all are distressed. All are distressed. So what happens? This is just awareness, of the other person's distress. And then what do we come? Rather than when we see someone in distress, so what do we pass a judgment? उसको ऐसे हो रहा है, उसको ऐसे हो रहा है, ये ऐसे होना चाहिए. We pass judgment. So when we come into compassion is actually replacing judgment. We do not judge. We are just aware of the other person's distress. When we are aware of that distress without passing any judgment, we come into the ground of sympathetic. Then we have that compassion. So this is the meaning of compassion. Now, what is the law? What is the law? What is the law of compassion, spirituality? In spiritually, what does it mean? Compassion is actually spiritually because it comes from love. It is a sympathetic awareness of another's distress. We had never bothered about what people are feeling. If we are in distress, everyone on the university, all are distressed, all are having problem, all are having hurt. So this compassion makes us aware of the other person's distress. And compassion also replaces judgment. Whenever there is a compassion, you will note that you are becoming non-judgmental. You do not judge. Compassion is what? Forgiving. When you forgive someone, you cannot forgive someone without having compassion. So their compassion is to be forgiving. Then awakening our humanity. इंसानियत साडे अंदर गई है. That जागृत होती है. Compassion shows the insaniyat in us. The more love, kindness, and forgiveness you give to yourself, the more you can give to others. First, you have to be kind to yourself. First, you have to learn to love yourself. First, you have to forgive yourself. Until these three you don't do, you cannot give anyone. You cannot give the kindness to anyone. You cannot give forgiveness to anyone. You cannot love anyone. So this is very, very important for us to understand that always charity starts at home. It always starts at home, and we have to be very careful to understand that you cannot pour from an empty cup. If the cup is empty, what will you pour? Nothing. So this inside, our consciousness has to be full. Full of what? It has to be love, it has to have kindness, it has to be forgiving. Even all the other tools, they have to be there. Then and I can only give it to anyone. Then when that means if you cannot pour from an empty cup, so that means responsibility starts where? From me. So be very careful that compassion, when you have a compassion, awareness has started, no judgments, you learn to forgive, you have humanity, and first and foremost, this kindness, forgiving, love, compassion you have for yourself, because you cannot pour from an empty cup, and the responsibility starts from me. So what responsibility is also one of the tools. They were one of the tools. So this is what we're trying to say, that all these tools are interconnected. Now this is spiritual. Now we come to the next slide. What are the 5 elements of compassion? Next slide, Sanjay. What are the elements of compassion? They say, for example, water. Water consists of which element? H2O. Water is made of H2O. So what are the elements of compassion? Compassion ke elements kya hai? Generosity. You have to be you must be generous. When you are generous means that you are actually understanding the suffering of another person and you're elevating them from the suffering. That generous you have to be. Compassion contains one element where you have to be generous to motivate and to elevate the person's suffering. Next, hospitality. You have to understand the suffering. This is also one of the understanding, hospitality, where you understand the suffering in humans' experience. We don't understand their suffering. खाली हमको अपने ही दुख नजर आते हैं, लोगों का दुख नहीं नजर आता. We just trod over them. We just overlook them. But compassion has one element of generosity. The next is hospitality. We understand the sufferings the person is going through, recognizing their suffering objectively, sensitivity. We can feel that person's suffering. We can feel, we can connect. And then tolerance. Tolerating uncomfortable feeling, arouse and be stable. Now, when you are having compassion, we have a tolerance for the others also, and we have a tolerance for ourselves also. Tolerance for others means even if the person is so much in pain and all, at times, we do not tolerate. We get out of control. First, we have a tolerance, and then also we have a tolerance for ourselves, because we get connected to that person. So these are the elements, just like H2O has hydrogen, oxygen. So this is elements in compassion. So when you're having compassion, you see that you are being generous, you elevate the person and get them out of the suffering. You are able to understand the human's experiences, hospitality. Then your objectivity, that means you recognize their sufferings. You know that the person is going through a lot of bitterness. Maybe the person is going through a lot of anger issues. You understand his suffering. Then you become sensitive. You are now very sensitive to the person's suffering. You can feel it. You can feel it. And then tolerance. Then you have the tolerance power. A person is having too much of suffering, but you have the tolerance power because you can understand it. And you can also have a tolerance over yourself. That is why you have to be stable. So compassion, these are the elements of it. Now, what are the types of compassion? What are the types of compassion? There are 4 of them. Now, these are the types. One is familial. That means compassion where we are having with the family members. Our family members, extension family member, this is a compassion that we have for all our family, for the children, for the spouses, for the in-law. This is what we have. This is one compassion. The other is a familiar compassion where we are having a compassion for some people whom we have a little bit of a relationship. That is also familiar compassion where we have for some of our extension family or for our friends whom we have a little bit of a connection. Then comes the stranger's compassion where we have no idea. We have no idea. We're just walking on the road, we do not see. And when someone falls and gets hurt, suddenly a compassion comes into us. We do not know the person, but that compassion rises them. That is for someone who we do not even know. Then comes the sentient being compassion, that is towards all living beings. Let it be the animal, let it be the flowers, let it be anything. We do not have compassion for them. You see, how do we do? What do we do with the plant? We just pluck them, we throw them, everything is happening. Animals, we take a stone and hit the dog when the dog is coming to us. We don't have that compassion. So this is the 4th type. So one is having with the family, one is you are having a partner with those people whom you are slowly connected, and then you have a compassion with the strangers, and then you have compassion with each and everything. Let it be the animal, let it be the plants. Now, compassion, another way of category. There's another way of category of compassion. Now, how will we make it? This is called the empathetic compassion. This is the empathetic compassion. Now, this empathetic compassion is what? Empathetic compassion is that we are experiencing that person's pain and we are helping them to come out of it. That is empathy. We have already done empathy. Empathy is what? We get into the person's shoes and take him out. This is one of the compassion, but we are very careful of ourselves that we don't get driven into it. Ek insaan ro raha hai, he's in a lot of pain. We have a compassion, we get into the shoes, we can understand the pain. And ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸਨੂੰ acknowledge ਦੇਖੇ ਉਸਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਰੋਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਈਏ empathetic compassion. Then action compassion, focusing on action that attempts to relieve physical emotional pain. That means this is the physical person is crying, is in pain, so we have an action compassion. We start medicating them and get them into relieve them of the pain. Then is a concerned compassion, concern for the people who are suffering, emphasizing the compassionate person motivation to elevate suffering. This is also where you show your concern. The person who you're using this compassion can feel that you are concerned. You are concerned. Then aspiration compassion. This is the first law which we have done in the sub-law. That was the aspiration. When did the aspiration come? When we are inspired by someone, ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਇੱਕ aspiration ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਇੱਕ ਜਜ਼ਬਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ. That is also an aspiration compassion. ਉਹ ਕਦੋਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ when we see someone in pain or a person is suffering, then we are more cognitive, we are more intellect, we don't get driven by emotions. We can actually inspire them and we can actually work on them and take them out because it is cognitive. We have to give them knowledge and get out of it. So these are the four: compassion, empathetic, they are called the action, and then they are called the concern, and then they call the aspiration, compassion. So this compassion tool is very, very important. Very thin line between all the others. All the others. If compassion use kita hai, so we have to be non-judgmental. Agar hum compassion use kar rahe hain, so we are taking our responsibilities. Again, the sub laws are being added. Agar us in compassion bane, then we are being empathetic also. This is also one of the sub laws. So all these sub laws, they are like the elements, just like water element. This is also the elements which of compassion. Very, very important tool to be used. Now we will come down to the next, which is a very important. This is also a mix, It's called the kindness. This is another tool which we use, is the kindness. Now, what is this kindness? It's a state or habit of treating others kindly with respect, having empathy towards others and recognizing our oneness. Now, kindness. See, now you see there are two things. One is respect, empathy. And then this is a kindness that we show to the others. And this is a kind of a respect. Kindness is also a type of a respect. When we respect someone, it shows our kindness. When we have an empathy towards someone, it shows our kindness. Then, and recognize our oneness. If we recognize that oneness in us, until we do not recognize the oneness in us, we cannot see the oneness in anyone. So when we start seeing the oneness in others, means that is our kindness. Now, what is kindness? Is a part of the 12 universal laws of attraction, of giving and receiving. Kindness is what? You give kindness, you get kindness. This is the law. So kindness is a part of the 12 universal laws of attraction. And what was the law of attraction? What you give, you get. Is giving and receiving. What you read, what you sow, so shall you reap. So see how they are all connected. So kindness is also a part of it. Giving and receiving. What you sow, so shall you reap. So what are you giving to the strangers? You're going to reap it. This is the cause and this is the effect. This is the cause and this is the compensation. So you see how kindness is all interlinked. If you have this kindness inside you, and you have this this inside you, you have this generosity inside you, all these things inside you means that what you are giving, you're going to receive it. What you are going to sow, you're going to reap it. So when you are sowing and reaping, be very careful that what you sow is going to be absolutely full of kindness. So now the next comes, what are the 4 types of kindness? Selfless. When you're caring for someone, is kindness. When you're doing something selfless, is kindness. When you're doing with compassionate, is kindness. Unconditionally is kindness. These are also kindness. कोई भी काम अगर कर रहे हो selflessly, without any compensation, without any return, is kindness. If you're caring for someone, it is kindness. If you're having a compassion for someone, the generosity inside you, that is kindness. Anything unconditional is kindness. So these are the 4 types of kindness. Now, what is the philosophy of kindness? Now, what is the philosophy of kindness? Now, this philosophy of kindness is, it is selfless concern for others. The philosophy is that whenever you have a kindness for others, it is going to be selfless, it's going to be for others. It's going to be for others. But I told you before, the charity starts at home. First, you have to be kind to yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to be non-judgmental to yourself. You have to be forgiving to yourself. Then only you can give kindness to others. So what is it? When you're giving kindness to the others, it is selfless concern for others. It is to urge people to be kind to each other, especially they don't know without any specific reason. When the kindness word is being used, we are urging people to be kind to each other. For example, we cannot pour from an empty vessel or from an empty cup. Now I am full of kindness. I've learned to forgive. I've learned to love. My cup is full. Now I am doing kindness to others because I have to use it. I'm pouring it out. When I'm pouring it out, the philosophy is this, that it becomes selfless first. Second, we're teaching other people. We're teaching other people also to learn this thing of kindness, because what you give, you're going to get it back. You're giving and you're receiving more. So this is also what you're into. This is the philosophy. The philosophy is to get others to return the kindness. See, so the third thing part says that this philosophy thing, it is always in the giving and receiving mode. अगर आपने आज काइंडनेस की बच्चों के साथ, एनिमल्स के साथ या प्लांट्स के साथ, तो इर्द गिर्द लोगों के साथ कोई भी काइंडनेस की, याद रखना, यू आर गोइंग टू बी इन द गिविंग एंड यू आर गोइंग टू बी इन द रिसीविंग मोड. It's always going to be in the giving and the receiving mode. And what is in the receiving mode? What you give, you're going to get back. What you sow, you're going to reap it. What is the call? You're going to get the compensation. So kindness starts from us, consciously, unconsciously, in a very graceful way. You are teaching others also, because this is the exchange of energy. This is the philosophy of kindness. Now, what are the acts of kindness? How do you know that we are doing kindness? What are the different acts? The different acts is what? Compliment. Now, when you see the children, you see your elders, you see your spouses, you see your friends, when you compliment them, small compliment is just like appreciation. That is also called kindness. This is an act of kindness. When you sit with someone and you just listen to them, give them 100%, listening to people. That is why listening is so important. It shows how kind you are. आज बड़ों के पास बैठ जाओ and you just listen to what they are saying. You see the happiness that you give to them. So what is it? They show that how much of kindness is there. It shows an act of kindness. Lending a hand to the stranger crossing the road. The person just crossing the road and you just give them a hand to cross the road. It shows an act of kindness. Saying a genuine thank you to the conductor or cashier at a grocery shop, it is kindness. So these are very small things. These are all kindness. Thank you. You're looking very nice. Very well done. Just listening to them. Just giving a hand in little work. Even in the kitchen, you just give a little help to your mother. Is kindness. Someone is just in distress, just listening to them is kindness. Kindness doesn't mean by doing some very big, these are small acts of kindness. So now next we come on to what are the attributes of kindness? Attributes of kindness means what is the characteristics? What are the characteristics? Now this kindness is deeply rooted inside us. You can go to the next slide. What is attributes? Attributes means it is like a characteristics. It's like the characteristics. And what is the characteristics of whom? This is the characteristics of the oneness that is inside me. That is my identity, is deep rooted inside me. So what are the attributes? What are the characteristics? This is how we can also inculcate into the children. You see, make them practice. It is not practice, it is already inside them, but we have to make them alert that when you are empathetic is an attribute. Kindness का जो character है, kindness का जो character, जैसे मेरे एक character है, ऐसे kindness का भी एक character है. उसका character attributes क्या है? Empathy. Now you see, these all are tools what we already done. They're all combining together. You do act of kindness, that means empathy has followed, because that is a character for kindness, empathy. And then you have gratitude. We have already done this also, thankfulness, gratitude. Your perceptives have become very different. You have a wide vision. Your honesty, your self-compassion. You are very well compassion to yourself and then your compassion to the others. Self-acceptance. First, we have to learn to accept ourselves. This is a characteristic of kindness. How do we be kind to ourselves? We don't even accept ourselves. मैंने बहुत मोटी हूँ, नहीं मैं बहुत पतली हूँ, नहीं मेरे हाथ में ये चीज है, मेरे बाल. We don't accept ourselves. That is one of the attributes of kindness. So first, learn to accept yourself. Self-acceptance. Until you don't learn to accept yourself, you cannot accept others. You cannot, because charity starts at home. So kindness का जो एक characteristic है, also is this self-acceptance, humility, collaboration, learning to collaborate. Communication with people. First, learn to collaborate with yourself. Make a connection to yourself. Then meditation. Always be in the meditative mood. Meditation doesn't mean closing your eyes and sitting. No. Be alert, be aware, be mindful. And a kind person will always trust, will always have trust. First, trust yourself. Learn to trust yourself. It starts from here. So when we learn to trust ourselves, then affiliation and humor. ये नहीं कि मुंह लटका के बैठे रहो. A person who's kind always has a smile on the face. That is why we always practice smile. Always on the humor. Never on to the other side, not on the sadness side. These are all what? These are the characteristics of a, like we say, a water element. So kindness ke ye sare elements hai. So whenever you are trying to show, wherever you're trying to show the kindness, you will show that all these elements are there. All these elements are there. Now, is kindness a virtue? Is kindness a virtue? Now, kindness is a virtue of the oneness. So you can see so beautifully. It is said it is a virtue of the oneness. And where is the oneness? Inside me. That is my core. That is my identity. Mantu Jot Swarup hai. That is the soul conscious. This is the virtue of the oneness. Kindness is God. Kindness is God. So when you are using this kindness, bringing all this into your action with all that elements, all the 12 elements also, which shows that there is kindness, it is actually kindness is God. Aista, you're going towards your own identity and you become God. You are God, but we have lost that identity. We are not connected to it. These tools are helping us to awaken. They are helping us कि ये सब तुम्हारी identity है, तुम भूल चुके हो उसको. So we are just now awakening, we are becoming aware, and we are elevating ourselves. Oh, kindness is God. So now this is the virtue of God and is deeply rooted in the heart. Now, what are the concepts of kindness? What are the concepts of kindness? Respecting is kindness. Caring is kindness. Inclusiveness is kindness. Integrity, reality, being your real. Responsibility is kindness. Your courage is kindness. Now you'll see all these are also coming in your sub-laws. So when you are being kind to someone, you see that you are having all these attributes. You're having all these elements inside you. All these elements are going to be inside you. Kindness means this is the full package of kindness. Now, is kindness a magic? Is kindness a magic? Kindness is the source of its magic. Now, what is magic? Magic is not walking on the water. It's not walking on the water. The energy used is caring, and the kind act affects everyone involved in a positive way. Today, for example, we today are sitting on the Zoom class. This is a magic. Out of the billion people, we are just 25, 30 people sitting on this. This is magic. Magic is not walking on the water. These are all illusions and delusions and parampaleki for us people. Today, when we're gaining this knowledge, we think, oh, this is a magic for us. This is all the positive way of thinking. So, kindness is the source of its magic. What is the benefit of kindness? Now, the next, what is the benefit of the kindness? इसके बड़े फायदे kindness के. It increases self-esteem. When you are kind to a person and you use all those characteristics, you're using all those attributes are inside the kindness. जितने भी हमने 12 किए हैं या 5 पहले किए, all this makes a full package of kindness. When we are using kindness in our action, it increases our self-esteem. We will never put ourselves down. We'll always be in touch. Empathy and compassion. Kindness brings in the compassion into us, improves our mood. You're kind to someone, you feel very nice. You feel something we feel elevated. When you feel elevated, you see it can decrease blood pressure. It'll decrease your blood pressure, your cholesterol. A stress hormone, it directly impacts stress level. So it is not only blood pressure, there are many things that, in the health form, it benefits us. People are healthier and live a comfortable life. So you can only live a comfortable life first only if you have a healthy body. And the healthy body, when you use this tool of kindness, use this full package tool of kindness, you will see that you have a very healthy mind and you will have a very healthy body. You will have a very mental state. Your mood will be very good. You will have a self-esteem will be very good. Your self-love will be there. There'll be compassion. There'll be empathy. Is kindness a strength? Is kindness a strength? Kandan ki it is one of the top 5 most prevalent character strength globally. It is the 5th. It is the 5th. Any problem, any negative stress come, if we use kindness, it becomes like a buffer. For example, you are seeing someone, there is a fight going on. You see there's a fight going on somewhere, you're standing. If your kindness comes and you just hug both of them, dono ko, you just hug them. You have to have the courage first. You have to have the aspiration. You see everything, because this is the full package of kindness. You have to have the courage. You have to have the compassion. You have to have the aspiration. So when you are hugging them, then what happens? You will see you become like a buffer. Your kindness becomes like a buffer. It's like a buffer to the situation. So kindness is very, very important because it is always becoming like a buffer and it helps to solve many problems. Many problems are going to be solved. Okay. Next is kindness. What is the power of human kindness? Now we're coming to the power. Again, it is going to be the same thing. Makes us feel happier when we do an act of kindness. This is the power. When you use kindness, there's a certain power that you get because your energy rises, because kindness being positive energy, your energy, your frequency rises. Strengthens our immune system. Our immune system. Integrity. Increase our cognitive function. Energy level goes high. So you see, when there is kindness, you've seen the people when they go to the burning ghat, and when during the COVID time they were burning, you've seen that kindness, you've seen the compassion, you've seen the aspiration, you've seen the generosity. Those people had, their immune system was strengthened. Their energy level goes very high. Their physical body is strengthened and they become very healthy in the physical level and in the mental level. This is the power of kindness. This is the power of kindness. Now, is kindness natural or learnt? Is kindness natural or learnt? It is a natural tendency because this is already embedded in us. This is already embedded in us. We are not aware of it. But if we have become aware of it, now we can learn and strengthen this skill. We can strengthen this skill. It is a natural because this is embedded. This is my attribute. This is my characteristic. This is the virtues of that oneness that is. So this is a natural tendency, but now we have become aware. Now we will learn how to get this skill more stronger. We can learn, practice it. So what is kindness? The highest form of kindness. What is the highest kind of formness? Wisdom. Highest kindness form is wisdom. And this is one of the very, very important part. Today, whatever we people are sharing with each other, whatever we are sharing on this platform is the knowledge. Is the knowledge. And when this knowledge is come, when this knowledge is being imparted, the greatest kindness consists of leading him from error to truth. Today we kitne play games, suddenly kitne kuch illusions are. We never even knew that we were holding all this. These are a part of me. This is me, but we were not aware. So this knowledge, what we have been given, is very, very important because it leads us from error to truth. साढ़े परम भुलेखियां तो सानू असलियत दिखाती है. Is importing the God's wisdom through teaching and writing. This is also kindness, because kindness is wisdom, is the knowledge. Why it is the knowledge? Because this knowledge is leading us from error to truth. This knowledge is telling us that we are a part of the kindness. This kindness is my heritage. This kindness of mine, this is a part of me. This is a tool that is embedded in me, which I'm not aware of it. But this knowledge is telling us what? Use it. When you use it, you become God. You become God. So this is the greatness, the greatest kindness. Now, whatever I have done today, the kindness, or whichever I have done, the first law also of the kindness and the compassion, the two laws which I have done. This is your nature, your attribute. Please do not underestimate yourself. Please do not underestimate yourself, because this law itself can help. If first you to accept it, you have to accept this. We don't accept it. Ka hum shodde. No, this is me. Accept it. When you will accept it, aspiration are going to rise inside you. And when aspiration will rise inside you, you will take in charge. Because it's going to help not only you, because you first have to apply it on yourself. Charity starts at home. Let your cup be full, and then you pour it out to others. When you pour it out to others, you see all the laws are working side by side, because what you give, you're going to get it back. This is the cause, others are the effect. Your cause, your cup full, when given to others, your compensation, your correspondence, you're going to reap beautifully. What you give, you're going to get it back. This is the giving and the receiving end. So all the tools are coming. These are all a full package. And this full package, this full bundle is inside you, these tools. We are just triggering it. Don't underestimate yourself. You are holding a beautiful package inside you. You are the owner of it. You are the master of it. Use these tools. You will create a beautiful heaven inside you, and you will help other people also, because you heal, the world is healed. You change, the world is changed. ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਇਹ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣਾ ਹੈ. ਇਹ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੋਗੇ, ਇਹ એનર્ਜੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ, and ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣਗੇ ਲੋਕ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ. ਨਾਮ ਜਪੋ, ਅਵਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾਓ. If you have not understand, you can please come up with your doubts, and Arvinder, you can continue with the questions.
Compassion and kindness, two wonderful tools done today. Before we start our Q&A, I would like to apologize for the technical glitch. So there was nothing at our end we could do about it. And thank you all for your patience. And those that could not join the session today, we deeply regret. Hanji Rajwanji.
सत श्री अकाल बुआ जी.
सत श्री अकाल बच्चे, सत श्री अकाल.
आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, आ रही जी, आ रही.
बुआ जी, by birth,
हाँ जी,
everyone does not possess all these attributes of kindness.
हाँ जी.
Can it be changed by or developed by good culture, sanskar? But
See,
then if all these attributes not developed, is there any level of kindness? He's partially kind, sometimes he's cruel, sometimes he's kind. Just
Okay.
elaborate.
First, I would like to tell you one thing, that all this, as you say, no, that all do not have this. Does everyone have that oneness in yourself? साढ़े सब के अंदर वो है, साढ़े अंदर सब के अंदर वो soul है. That oneness is there. So they say kindness is oneness. Kindness is oneness. Compassion is oneness. Generosity is oneness. We are the oneness. We are Mantu Jo Swarup hai. Everyone has this. So everyone has these attributes. Is sab de kol hai sab de koli, but they're deeply rooted. Why they're deeply rooted? Because साडे ऊपर हो भी संस्कार है. There are so much of dirt we have collected. साडे मन के अंदर इतना कुछ गंद है कि we are not able to dive deep inside. We are not able to recognize. We're not ready to accept it also. Why? Because we are giving fan to our anger, to our bitterness. These tools are very strong. मैं बड़ा dominant हूँ, मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, मैं वो कर सकता हूँ. ਅਸੀਂ वो power उसमें ढूंढ रहे हैं. ਅਸੀਂ इस चीज को recognize ही नहीं कर रहे हैं. Throughout life, we have been using the negative forces. And we thought, this is my attribute, this is my nature, this is my personality. I can do whatever I want to know. मैं गुस्से से बड़ा काम करा सकता हूँ. This is what whole life we're doing. That is why इस dirt करके, इस negativity life ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ deep down rooted ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ dive करके we are not able to dive into it and find out. ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ knowledge ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ. ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ learn ਕਰਨਾ ਪਏਗਾ. Just simply accept that these are my attributes, that everyone has it. Sab the under deep down rooted hai, because deep down we have that oneness, that soul consciousness, that Bantu Jot Swarup hai. These are the attributes of the soul consciousness. That means everyone has. So we cannot deny that we don't have, we have it. But जितनी मैं साढ़े ऊपर है, ਅਸੀਂ इस चीज को एक्सेप्ट ही नहीं करते. उसके अंदर तो इतना काइंडनेस है मेरे अंदर. हाँ, मेरे अंदर भी है, बट मेरे अंदर अभी एक्सेप्टेंस ही नहीं. मेरे अंदर इतनी मैल है कि we have not even dived inside it. Be very clear about this concept.
नाम सिमरन ही कुंजी है. हाँ जी,
हाँ जी, हाँ जी,
हाँ जी. थैंक यू बहुत.
हाँ जी.
थैंक यू जी.
Thank you, Surjit Kaur ji.
तो जी हमें तुसी क्या कि आप जपो अवरा नाम जपाओ. थोड़ा होर ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो तुसी?
थोड़ा और क्लियर कर देवा.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. क्योंकि ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ तक ਤੇ ਇਹੀ ਸਮਝ ਆਏ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਪਾਠ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਾਣਾ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਠ ਸਿਖਾਣਾ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰੋ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਟ ਕਰਨਾ, ਇਹੀ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾਣਾ ਹੈ. ਤੇ ਆਪ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਪ ਲਿਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਠ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਵਾ ਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੰਨ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ. ਆਪ ਜਪੋ ਅਵਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾਓ. ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਇਹੀ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ, ਔਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸਭ ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ. ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋਰ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਹੋਰ ਕਲੈਰਿਟੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ.
यस श्योर. देखो नाम जपना, नाम जपना की है. पूरी जिंदगी ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਠ ਕਰ ਲਿੱਤਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰ ਲਿੱਤਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰ ਲਿੱਤਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ ਜਪ ਲਿੱਤਾ. ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਚਲੋ ਬੱਚੇ ਬੈਠ ਜਾਓ, ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਪੌੜੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਕਰੋ, ਦੂਸਰੀ ਪੌੜੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਕਰੋ, ਮੈਂ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਮੈਂ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਸਿਖਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਮੈਂ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ. This is throughout life. Now is rat race ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ what have we been doing? ਸਾਡੀ ਈਗੋ ਵੱਧਦੀ ਗਈ. ਮੈਂ ਇਤਨੇ ਪਾਠ ਕਰ ਲਿੱਤੇ, ਮੈਂ ਇਤਨਾ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕੀਤਾ, ਮੈਂ ਇਤਨਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਕਰ ਲਿੱਤਾ, ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਮੈਂ ਦੋਨੋਂ 10 ਪੌੜੀਆਂ ਸਿਖਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ. ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸੇ ਰੈਟ ਰੇਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣਾ ਕੀ? Now in other classes of Naam Simran, Naam Japna, what is Naam? We have already made it very clear what is Naam. Naam usdi hound hai. Naam is the existence. Naam is the hound. It is a package. जिसਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਬੋਧਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਬੋਧਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ. ਉਹ ਨਾਮ ਅਗਰ ਇੱਕ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਆਇਡੈਂਟੀਟੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਉਹਦੀ ਹੋਂਦ ਕੀ ਹੈ? It is a package of positive energy. ਗੁਣਾ ਦਾ ਹੈ, ਰੱਬੀ ਗੁਣ plus law of nature. ਇਹ ਦੋ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਇਕੱਠੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਾਮ. ਇਹ ਨਾਮ ਹੀ oneness ਹੈ. ਇਹ ਨਾਮ ਹੀ soul conscious ਹੈ. ਇਹ ਨਾਮ ਹੀ ਮਨ ਤੋਂ ਜੋਤ ਸਰੂਪ ਹੈ. ਇਹ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੈ? ਇਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੀ ਹੈ, ਮੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੀ ਹੈ. ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਜਪ. ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਇਹ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੀ ਹੈ. ये वननेस मेरे अंदर ही है, ये सारे रब्बी गुण मेरे अंदर ही है, द लॉ ऑफ नेचर भी मेरे अंदर ही है, सब कुछ मेरे अंदर ही है। हुण मैंने नाम जपना है। जपना मीन उसਨੂੰ 24 आवर्स चेते करना, नॉट ओनली फॉर 1 आवर 2 आवर्स। नाम जपना अकॉर्डिंग टू द गुरमत इट सेज 24/7 ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ। ਵੈਰੀ ਸਿੰਪਲ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬੈਠਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਾਠ ਕੀਤਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਗਰ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ। ਬਾਣੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਨੌ ਨਿਧ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਕਾ ਨਾਮ ਦੇਈ ਮੇਂ ਇਸਕਾ ਵਿਸਾਰ। ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਦ ਡਾਕੂਮੈਂਟਸ। ਅਸੀਂ ਖਾਲੀ ਜਪ ਛੋੜਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਨਾਮ ਜਪ ਕੀਤਾ, ਉਹ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੀ ਹੁਣ ਵੈਰੀ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਨਾਓ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਟੂ ਕਨੈਕਟ, ਆਈ ਐਮ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਟੂ ਉਸਨੂੰ ਚੇਤੇ ਕਰ। ਕਿਨ ਚੇਤੇ ਕਰਾਂਗੀ? not by reading the book. I will how to the Manu is a full bundle of Rabbi Gun, positive energy. He is love, he is he is generous, he is forgiving, he is non-judgmental, he is non-blaming, he is total surrender, total accept. A is the attributes and A is the, you can say it is his full, these are the elements. A is the full package, A is the home there. Home making japangi, how will I meditate? How will I chete karangi? मैं 24/7 उदे गुणा विच ही रवांगी। I'll always be loving to people. I'll be having my kindness towards them. I'll be generous to them. मेरी मिठी बोली होएगी। I will have compassion for someone. I will have that courage to face. These are all I am using these attributes in my daily life from morning to night. That means मैं 24 hours चेते कर रही हूँ। चेते means जपना। मैं उसको चेते कर रही हूँ। किसनू चेते करें, किसनू जप रही हूँ? उसके एट्रीब्यूट, उसके नाम नू, उसके गुणा नू 24 hours. Now what we have done today, we are doing in the last so many days. What are we doing? ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਣਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੇਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਪਏ, ਚੇਤੇ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ। Now we have to bring it into our actions. ਸਾਨੂੰ knowledge ਤੇ ਹੋ ਗਈ, but now we have to walk. How do we walk? Class ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ we'll be kind, ਅਸੀਂ ਮਿੱਠੇ ਬੋਲ ਲੱਗੇ, we will be very generous, we'll be compassionate. We are going to share, we are going to care, we are bringing it into action. So what happens? ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਨਾਮ ਜਪ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਜਿਨ ਜਿਨ ਨਾਮ ਜਪ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, energy is increasing, ਸਾਡੀ energy increase ਕਰੀ, ਸਾਡੀ frequency increase, ਸਾਡੇ auras ਵੱਡਾ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ, ਅਸੀਂ energy ਬਾਹਰ ਸੁੱਟਾਂਗੇ। ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਕੈਨਿਜ਼ਮ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਸਰੀਰ ਦਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਬਾਹਰ ਸੁੱਟ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਕੀ ਸੁੱਟ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ? ਲਵ, kindness, generosity, compassion। ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀ energy ਬਾਹਰ ਸੁੱਟ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਆਉਂਦੇ, they are going to suck this energy. That's the way the mechanism works. That's the law of the exchange of energy. ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ energy ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅਗਲਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਗੁੱਸੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੀ energy suck ਕਰੇਗਾ, ਉਹ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਵੀ ਠੰਡਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ। As he comes in contact, so what happened? Unconscious ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ energy suck ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ energy suck ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ। What? Generosity, kindness, love, मिठी बोली, वो सब करेगा। उस सभी स्वभाव उसी टाइप का, उसको पता ही लग रहा है कि मेरे बड़ी सा तुसी नाम जपे, अवरा नाम मनु जपाया, because I'm sucking that energy from you people. And this is the exchange of energy. This is the actual meaning of naam japo, avra naam japao. Thus can't we do it 24 hours? Can't we do it? डेफिनेटली ਅਸੀਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਨਾ, ਬਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਪੌੜੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਕੀਤਾ, ਇਹ ਦਾ ਮੀਨਿੰਗ ਹੈ ਬੱਚਾ। ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਅੱਜ ਪੂਰੇ ਦਿਨ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਜਮੈਂਟ ਨਹੀਂ, then ਤਾਂ ਗੇਮ ਬਣੀ ਨਾ, ਫਿਰ ਤੇ ਗੇਮ ਬਣੀ। ਪਰ ਫਰਸਟ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਅਵਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੋ, ਪਹਿਲੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੋ, ਫਿਰ ਅਵਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੋ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਪਿਆ ਤੇ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕੱਲੀ ਰੈਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ, ਕਿਸੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਰੈਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹੀ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ। So please, there is just a shift of your thought process from one realm to the other realm. You're going to the words which is actually Nam Japa. I hope Sujit, I'm clear.
Yes, Koji. Means you want to say कि जो ਅਸੀਂ physically ਅਸੀਂ ਅਗਰ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ, ਅਗਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਰੱਬੀ ਗੁਣਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜੀਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸਾਡੀ એનર્ਜੀ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਜ਼ੀਕਲੀ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾ ਰਹੇ।
Yes, energy, this is exchange of energy. ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ
ਮਤਲਬ
ਗੁੱਸਾ,
ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਰੋਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅਗਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਉੱਤੇ
ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰੀਏ,
myself will transform everyone. So this is Aap Japo Avra Naam.
Avra Naam Japo. This is then Avra Naam Japo means this is the exchange of the energy.
मैं physically अगर कुछ भी नहीं कर दी,
Yes.
ते भी मैं अवरा नाम जपा रही, because मेरी energy दूसरे को good
Yes.
energy.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Positivity.
And
Thank you so much. आज तुम बहुत अच्छा एक मतलब explanation ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਦ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਬੜਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਪੁੰਨ ਹੈ, ਆਪ ਜਪੋ ਅਵਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੋ।
yes.
ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾਨ ਦੇ ਚੱਕਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਤਲਬ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਕਈ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹੇ, ਸੁਖਮਨੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਾਓ ਪੜਾਓ, ਮਤਲਬ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਗਲੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਤਨੇ ਵੀ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ, ਚਾਹੇ ਉਹ ਗੁਪਤਾ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ, ਚਾਹੇ ਉਹ ਨੌਨ ਸਿੱਖ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੁਖਮਨੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਵਾਟ ਆਪ ਜਪੋ ਅਵਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੋ। Thank you, Bhuaji. Thank you so much for explaining the exact essence of this line.
God bless you, bacha. Love you, bacha.
Hanji, Ekta, you have a question? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, good morning, Auntie.
Bacha.
Auntie, I missed one sub-law, I think compassion. So can you please explain just a little bit in short?
So you missed compassion. From the very beginning you missed it, bacha?
Yeah, Auntie.
Okay. First, what is compassion? What is compassion? And that compassion is when you see someone in stress, you see someone is suffering, without any judgment. Without any judgment, you have a very different type of approach. You are aware, full of the compassion, aware of the person's distress, without judging, non-judgmental. You have a sympathetic ground for that person. That is the meaning of compassion. Then, what is the law of compassion? What is the law of compassion spiritually? Spiritually, we are talking. It is an awareness of the first stress of the other person. Then, compassion is replaced by judgment is replaced by compassion. Instead of having judgment, you replace it with compassion. Then, compassion is forgiving. Then these are in spiritually we say. Then awakening of our humanity, insaniyat. Suddenly insaniyat mar chuki. When we awaken our insaniyat, that is also called compassion. Then the more love, kindness, forgiveness to others is also compassion. Spiritually, this is also compassion. Then they say that you cannot pour from an empty cup. First, you have to fill up your own cup. When will you fill up your own cup? First, take the responsibility. Responsibility starts for me. I take the responsibility first. I fill up my own cup. I love myself. I forgive myself. I have the kindness for myself. Once my cup is full, then spiritually it says that I can pour it to others. साडे अंदर है कुछ भी नहीं ते अदरी लोगों ना मिठा बोलना शुरू करिए ऐसी कर no first fill up yourself. That means it is very deeply inside. It is already inside us. We're just triggering it out. So this is spiritually that we say that compassion, how do we use it? Then they say, what are the elements? Just like for water, we have H2O. That is the elements of water. Compassion also has an element. What is the compassion made of? It is made of generosity. It is made of hospitality. It is made of objectivity, sensitivity, tolerance. These are the elements that make up a compassion. Understood? Just like water is made of H2O, this is also all the elements used for compassion. So you say that compassion is just not coming in one, it's coming with a full package. Your generosity is also there, there's hospitality is there, your sensitivity is there, your tolerance is there. See, these all are the attributes. These are all the characteristics of a compassion. These are all the elements of a compassion. Compassion is made up of all these things.
Okay.
ठीक है बच्चा?
Yeah, Auntie. Thank you, Auntie.
Okay, बच्चा.
If there's any other query regarding these two sub-laws, we can take it up. Okay. It takes courage to be kind. However, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. On this kind note,
we end our 6th session of our series today. Thank you all for joining. Have a marvelous Monday.
So we end the session with a smile. Giving a smile also is kindness. Giving a smile also is a kind. Yes, Rajwant Singh, I can see you smiling. So we all say cheese, how you say cheese. So all of you, yes, yes. Probably I can see you smiling. All of you, yes. Looking so nice. You people all look so nice with a smile on your face. All of you, yes. So this is also a form of kindness. So keep the smile on your face and come back tomorrow at 5:30 sharp. I'm very sorry today, there was a little bit of a problem, in this link. I remember last time someone hijacked it. There was a scam. I don't know, a lot of things happened. So please forgive us. Next time we'll be a bit more careful. Thank you. So see you tomorrow morning at 5:30 sharp. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.